my friends, and welcome back to Music Major Vlogs. Happy Star Wars Day and may the 4th be with you. I had a shirt for the occasion, but then this morning I realized I left it at home. So please enjoy this shirt from Disney World featuring the lands that I love. But may the 4th be with me and with all other college students, because it is that time of the year. It is the time of the semester that every college student dreads. It's finals week. And I don't want to say that music majors have it harder than other majors, but we sure don't have it easy. Obviously, we have a lot more to do because we have so many more classes. Like, I was in my ed psych class the other day and a girl was complaining about how hard it was having 6 classes. Now it's just sitting there like, that's cute. Admittedly though, even though ed psych isn't a music class, I actually have more to do for that class right now than any other. Mostly because I put everything off to the very end. Here's a pro tip, don't be me! I am the queen of the procrastinators, and it catches up with me every single time. For EdSec, I have like 9 online quizzes that have been available for me to do all semester, and I have to write short reports for 5 different events I went to this semester. I've actually already done one of those, but I have to do the rest. And those weren't even mandatory. They were to either get out of the exam or get 20 extra points on the exam. My goal was to get the 20 extra points because there were a couple things at the beginning of the semester that I blew off completely, and I needed to make up some ground. But then I got an email from my professor the other day saying we can still get credit on some of those missing assignments if we turn them in by May 6th. Why would you tell me that? Now I have to do them. And I'm still gonna do all the other stuff because I don't know what kind of credit I'm gonna get on them. But yeah, I really dug myself into a hole with that class. You guys are here to hear about my music classes, and you know, the thing about finals week for music majors, it actually starts the week before finals week. Particularly for classes with multiple parts to their final. They'll do parts of it the week before and then the other parts of it during finals week. For example, let's talk about piano. This is my 4th and final semester of piano, and up till now I've done okay with little to no work because I took piano lessons for a long time as a kid. But my piano skills are still just adequate at best, and look at how much we have to do for this final. This is 9 different things we need to be able to do for this final. We already did our songs. I played the accompaniment to For Good for Wicked, and I got an A-. All the skills, the scales, cadences, and version 7 chords, we're doing all that in class on Monday. Oh yeah, Monday is our last day of classes. Finals week doesn't actually start until Tuesday. Why? Your guess is as good as mine. Then I also had to sign up for a final exam for piano on Tuesday where I do everything else. Score reading I haven't touched yet, but I don't think that'll be that bad. Sight reading, all I can really do is pray. Then there's the Star Spangled Banner, which I can kind of play hands separately, but no, it needs to be hands together and memorized. And then my solo piece. Wait a minute. I just finally printed out a hard copy of my solo piece that I need to have memorized and was supposed to be working on all semester. Don't give me that look. When I would have otherwise been preparing for my piano final, I was preparing for the professional qualifying test, which I needed to play piano for and needed to pass to get into methods. It's basically kind of our standardized test, and guess what? I passed all 5 sections. So clearly I'm adequate enough to be in a classroom, so why do I need to be a piano virtuoso? Sorry, I lost my cool there for a second. Let's see, what else? There are a bunch of classes that have both a written and a performance file. For example, orals, I had my last dictation exam this past week, and I have a sight singing exam on Tuesday. Orals hasn't been that bad because I'm pretty good at it, but I did blow off some assignments this semester, particularly my listening journals. We were supposed to do 5, and I only ended up turning in 2. Last night I turned in my last one, and at the end I wrote, writer's note. I would like to apologize for my distinct lack of listening journals this semester. I am a slacker and I am ashamed. Here's a bunny. Then there's conducting, where we have our written final in class on Monday, and we had to sign up for times for a final conducting exam this week. We have to conduct a recording of Variations on a Korean Folk Song by John Barnes Chance, and this is where procrastination caught up with me again, because I waited till the very last minute to get the score, even though I knew all semester that we were gonna need it. Fortunately, there's a J.W. Pepper 30 minutes down the road. Unfortunately, they didn't have it in the store, so I had to beg people for it. I put a post on like our school Facebook page asking if anybody had it and would let me borrow it or scan it to me, and I had someone offer to send me the PDF almost immediately, so it ended up being fine. But then the funny part was that my professor saw that post and put a wow react on it. I don't think he'll say anything, but I felt kind of ashamed of myself. In all fairness though, conducting has been like the one class I've consistently enjoyed this semester because it's the one class I've been consistently good at. Moving on, another thing I'm going to be finishing this semester is music theory. My fourth and final semester, thank God. We don't actually have a written final. We had a final project, which was to write a song. You heard me, we have to write a song. A pop song, no less. It has to be for voice and at least one other instrument. I mean, it's the end of the semester and my brain is relatively fatigued, but I'm pretty sure I'm not a composition major. I wrote my song for voice and piano, and it's not quite finished yet, but my goal is to be able to both sing and play it myself. But we'll see if my piano skills are good enough for me to actually accomplish that, because I don't feel like begging someone to play it for me. I actually really like my song, but I wouldn't call it original. It kind of sounds like every generic power ballad out there. I might post a video of it when it's done, but we'll see, because again, that depends on my skills as a piano player. And then my music history final, I don't even want to go there. Here's the thing about music history that I think is a shame. It has the potential to be so interesting, but they always manage to make it so incredibly boring. I barely even know what we've been talking about in that class because I haven't been paying attention because it's so mind-numbing. Now, of course, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I've even tried to be a good student in that class, but I've been given no reason to. The only grades we get for that class are the midterm, the final paper, and the final exam. And for the tests, we're given study guides that basically tell us everything we need to know. That's not learning, that's memorizing information for a test. In 2 semesters of music history, I have learned nothing. And the paper I literally wrote overnight both semesters, and I don't even know how well I did last semester, but it couldn't have been that bad because I got a B+ in the class. But at long last, we come to the thing that music majors fear the most, the thing that keeps music majors awake at night. Juries. So some definitions. Some people call different things juries. Like generally speaking, any final exam that has a performance aspect to it could be called a jury. Like for instance, my piano final. But your official juries are your finals for your private lessons on your major and minor instruments. And because I hate myself, I took minor voice lessons this semester and have to do 2 juries this semester. Actually, I'm really glad I did these minor voice lessons this semester and I've really enjoyed them, but it's so hard to do 2 sets of lessons at once. I didn't practice for either one enough this semester, and I've certainly seen that reflected in my horn playing. This semester's been very up and down with me for horn. I peaked around the middle of the semester, then got into a slump for a while, and now I'm just starting to pull myself out of it just in time. I may have only half-hour lessons once a week, but they are a lot of work. I'm supposed to practice 2 hours a day, and I'm the kind of person that doesn't like disappointing people, so when I don't feel like I'm doing well in my lesson, I'll just break down and start crying. It's really stressful. My lesson last week turned into a therapy session pretty quickly. And your professors do everything they can to help. They want you to succeed. But juries are very intimidating. You have to stand in a room and perform in front of half the faculty, and if you don't do well enough, it could affect your entire degree. But I want to be clear about one thing. No matter how much we stress, no matter how much we complain, no matter how much we may want to quit some days, we always make it through. Despite everything I just talked about, I'm under no concern that I'm going to fail any of my classes. And even if I did, the world would not end. I am not in physical danger when I walk into the jury hall. And no matter what, a week from now, it'll be over and I'll be home. I bring this up because I think it's really easy for people to forget in the midst of finals. You will survive, and the semester will end. And really, you need to treasure every minute of your school experience because it's going to be over before you know it. Why do I say that? Because after this week is over, I'm going to be halfway done my degree. That's not okay. It still feels like I graduated high school yesterday, and in just 2 years, I'm going to be off into the real world. And college is not destiny. Your life will be what you make of it. And it starts now. So to all college students in the coming weeks, I wish you luck and remind you that you are enough, and it will be over soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe for more from me. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. The links are in the description down below. Make sure if you know a college student, you give them a big hug this week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you real soon. Please pray for me.